When we think about the legends of the Night's King, we usually focus on him, the 13th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch who declared himself king at the Night Fort. But what about the woman who started it all, the pale, mysterious figure known only as the Corpse Queen? The texts tell us that she had skin as white as the moon and eyes like blue stars. When the Lord Commander saw her atop the wall, he was entranced. He gave her his seed and his soul. Together, they ruled the Night Fort for 13 years, using sorcery to enslave the sworn brothers of the Watch until the Stark of Winterfell and Joramun, King Beyond the Wall, united to bring them down. Afterward, her name, like his, was erased from the records. So, who or what was she? The most common belief is that she was one of the others themselves. The description of her skin and eyes matches perfectly with the White Walkers we see in both the lore and the show. If that's true, the implications are staggering. How did an other cross the wall? Remember, Bran the Builder supposedly wove spells into the wall's foundation to repel the others themselves. If those spells were in place, how could the Corpse Queen physically enter the Night Fort? There are a few theories here. 1. The Lord Commander's influence. Some suggest that the Lord Commander, as head of the Watch, unknowingly held sway over the wall's magical wards. If he accepted her, maybe the wall did too. That would mean the oaths of the Night's Watch and its leadership are directly tied to the magic that powers the wall. If so, it's possible that the Night King himself allowed her passage consciously or not. 2. The Stark bloodline. Another possibility is blood. If Bran the Builder really wove Stark blood into the magic of the wall, perhaps the Night's King, who many assume was a Stark, could bypass those words, and if he could, maybe he could bring her with him. That would explain how the Corpse Queen entered the Night Fort despite the wall's protection. Now here's where it gets a little more interesting. If the Lord Commander truly gave his soul to the Corpse Queen, then their union may not have been a simple love story, but a magical bond that connected the Night's Watch to the others themselves. Some theories suggest that the Night King was a kind of corrupted Azor Ahai figure, his bond to the Corpse Queen mirroring the forging of Lightbringer, but in the shadow. If that's true, her role wasn't just as a queen, but as the icy counterpart to R'hllor, the god of fire, and perhaps connection to the Great Other. She could herself represent the divine feminine of the Great Other, the cold embodiment of death itself. Now, why she still matters? The fact that her story was purged from the records speaks volumes. Westeros remembers everything, especially when it comes to legends of the Wall and Winterfell. So why erase her name? Perhaps because her identity was too dangerous, or because the Starks themselves had a hand in hiding the truth. If the Corpse Queen was indeed an other, if she bore children with the Night King, then their bloodline may still echo in Westeros. Could this tie into the mystery of the others, or even the strange link between the Starks and the North's magic? The Corpse Queen may be one of the most overlooked figures in A Song of Ice and Fire, not just as a pale lover of a doomed Lord Commander, but a symbol of how fragile the barrier between men and monsters truly is. So, what do you think? Was she an other, a magical being immature to the Wall's wards, or something far more sinister, the true bride of the Great Other?